Alright, I'm Caleb with Bitterroot Gunleather, and my hair looks pretty ridiculous right now. Anyways, gonna explain some Appendix IWB um, carry suggestions. I'm a big guy. I used to be a lot bigger. I think I was like 275 when I started wanting to carry Appendix, and it sucked. All my pants were tight, all my belts were really tight, and popularity was making me want to. Popularity of Appendix was making me want to try it, um, build holsters for it because I like to build what I know, and I found myself having to make changes. The first change that I had to make was my pants. The pants, if you consider like a comparison for your gun and your carry as like a house on soil and on earth, your pants are the earth. If your pants don't fit your body without a belt, then you're gonna have struggles. If they're tight pants, you're gonna have struggles. If they're really loose, it's you can make up for that with your belt. But it helps to have pants that leave room in your waistline for a belt or a gun in a holster, but stay up because they're right for your body. Anyways, the next thing is the foundation, and that's what I consider the belt to be. I make my own belts. They're leather. There's no steel cores inside, but they're very rigid belts. They don't flex and bend, and that's important because when you pull up on your holster, you don't want your bend to flex or belt to flex or bend. You want it to stay still. Now, your belt is no longer there to hold up your pants. Like when you're tightening your belt, and it's the reason that your pants stay up, you're gonna have problems. I'll explain why. So I have Riverbones AIWB with discrete carry concepts clip. It holds very tight to the belt. It's good strong steel. It's got a barb on there, hooks underneath the belt. I have it paired with Mod Wing to help concealment. I'm gonna go ahead, put the Mod Wing behind my belt line. Make sure that it's not clumped up underneath your pants. I'm gonna make sure that my holster is clipped over my belt, and I'm going to make sure that my belt and my pants are not bunched up behind this clip. That's gonna it's weird. Anyways, so now that we have the pants figured out, we have to work on like where you're gonna put it on your body. A lot of guys have like a flat face in their hips and maybe a beer belly. If you have that beer belly thing, you might want to consider putting it to the side. That way when you're doing just regular motion, you're not like pushing and stabbing your belly onto your hammer or your beaver tail, all that jazz, and it's not pushing your gun out. Maybe scoot it over to like 1 o'clock, 1:30, sometimes even 2 o'clock. You won't have that issue. Next up is posture. If you're planning to sit all day long, then you're probably not as worried about concealment as you are comfort. Your pants being loose is going to help with that comfort. Your belt being loose is going to help with that comfort. And a lot of people, when they see their grip sticking out because their belly's pushing it out, they say, oh, I'll just tighten my belt. Well, let's see what happens when we tighten a belt. So first of all, I noticed that it's incredibly uncomfortable already. But you can see that the belt has pushed the inside or the bottom side of my gun in, which pushes the grip out. That's an issue. It's what we're trying to prevent with this Mod Wing and any other belt wing. So when we loosen the belt, and it has to be a rigid belt for this to work, or else you're just setting yourself up for failure. Your holster is going to go along with your belt. So if you have broad shoulders, wear a loose shirt, get some draping over your body, and you don't have to worry about this. I mean, you're not going to make that go away. It's pushing on my hip. It's there. So if you have a tight shirt, it's going to be there. It's not going anywhere. Loosen your shirt. work on your posture. Look at yourself in the mirror when you get ready in the day. Tighten your stuff. See, like, if it's poking out over here, maybe it's got to move to the face a little bit. This is just about anatomy more than it is the holster, and your gun choice is going to have a big effect on this as well. You don't want a giant grip gun with a full-size mag and all that jazz if your priority is concealment. A smaller gun for bigger guys is often the answer. I lost like 60 pounds while I was dedicating myself to moving towards appendix carry, and that was the biggest help. Everything about life is better being a little bit more fit, a little bit more in shape. It's pertinent. If you can't give that up, then you're not going to find comfort and success in appendix carry, and that's not the goal here. The goal is getting where we want to be. So we've got our pants set, we've got a good belt, we have a solid holster wherever you get it, with pieces that are made for that specific gun and that are for this specific position. You can't use a canted holster for appendix carry, because when you try and grab this gun, you're having to pull across your chest. It has to be a vertical carry. If you have an optic on there, your optic can't be any deeper than your pant line. You can't carry an optic inside your pants. It'll fog up, it'll catch on your belt, it'll break, it'll fail, buttons get pushed. Don't do it. So this is staccato C2. The grip is right there, you can see it, but when I adjust my posture, it's not. How does it work for grabbing? Weak hand pulls the shirt up, strong hand gets on, thumb above the safety, up. When you tighten your belt like that, also another thing that happens is holster collapse. It happens with Kydex a lot less. Quality leather doesn't need steel reinforcement in there. It goes in and out freely because your belt is not squishing the crap out of your holster when you draw your gun. When you're seated, maybe just pull up your pants a little bit. Get that muzzle above your hip line so that you can push your leg up. When you're sagging down low, your leg is pushing on your muzzle, and that's going to get uncomfortable after a while. Find that pivot in your body at appendix where your muzzle fits in there properly, your grip is not sticking out here, and it takes some adapting. Maybe it takes a smaller gun, maybe it takes looser pants, maybe it takes losing some weight, and sometimes appendix carry is kind of more of a journey than it is just like a slap-on solution for concealment. But I highly recommend giving appendix carry a try. Be safe with it. Maybe when you're figuring it out and seeing if it's for you, carry with an empty gun just around the house or work or whatever, just so that you can build that confidence in the carry position. I can't really carry anywhere else now that I've gotten acquainted with appendix. Its accessibility is great. Its concealment is perfect. The only thing that sucks is I have to take my holster off if I'm like tightening my shoes. I mean, I can do it without, but why put yourself through that? Put your shoes on before you put your holster on. You're good to go. If you have any questions, hit me up. Email, phone stuff, contact information on my website, or message me.